Well, hey, y'all, and welcome to the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. I'm Susan, your hostess, and this is another edition of the Resourceful Homestead out of the Homestead Kitchen. I'm going to be sharing a product review at the end of this video, so please stick around because I think you'll be interested in a solar light unit that I received. I'm super excited about that. But today we are making a Amish wedding favorite. And let me tell you, I went down to the Amish community to deliver the duck eggs, as I usually do. And the lady says, I'm getting a little overrun by duck eggs, so what I'm going to be making is some Amish wedding noodles. Well, that piqued my interest into what she was doing, and I thought I would share the recipe with you today. It's very, very simple. You're replacing chicken eggs with duck eggs. It creates a creamier and more yellow noodle. It's richer in protein and it is a comfort food. So all of those issues are covered. I've got some notes here. I'm going to read to you a little bit from that. But this is a deeply rooted tradition in the Amish community that embodies the values of simplicity, hospitality, and communal support. So making these noodles are labor intensive, and often the process will take a group of women in the community making all the noodles to prepare for a wedding, which can host hundreds of guests. The traditional noon wedding and wedding menu will include a wedding roast. That is usually a mixture of chicken that has been shredded with bread filling, and we'll have mashed potatoes and creamed celery. So for the side is the wedding noodles, and they normally will put this in a gravy, and it sounds so delicious. And they'll take that and they'll put it on top of the mashed potatoes. So it's carb on top of carb, real comfort food, right? And it's not diabetic friendly, but if you're using a wheat berry and grinding your own flour, you can make it a little bit more diabetic friendly because you're getting the natural wheat, natural organic wheat, without all the additives that you find in the store. Now I'm using an unfiltered flour, or it hasn't been processed much, so that's what I'm using today. So this is a staple comfort food for large gatherings. They are delicious and filling and can be made in massive quantities using simple homegrown ingredients like flour and eggs. Traditional wedding noodles like kluka, I'm hoping I'm saying that right, or kluki, style are thicker and heartier and chewier than the standard store-bought noodles that we are familiar with. This allows them to hold their shape better when simmered in broth and served under a heavy gravy. The cooking method traditionally is to boil them in chicken broth until they're tender, and many Amish communities toss them in browned butter or they combine them. Let me flip my card into a creamy sauce that is made with butter and broth, and usually with a slurry to thicken it. Serving family style, they usually serve this at large communal bowls, and that will be passed around long tables. This is a carb on carb again, and because of the large number of guests, the meal is often served in shifts with the wedding party and the elders eating first. Great information, don't you think? Some weddings will feature other types of noodles, such as pot pie squares, fine angel hair noodles, wide or extra wide egg noodles. Medium homestead noodles are often referred to as church noodles, spinach noodles, and double yolk noodles. With all that said, I'm going to get into the recipe, and then we're going to talk to you a little bit about this product review that I received just recently in the mail. This is a paid product review according to YouTube rules. Because I received the product, I have been paid. So I have put that little blurb in the description box along with a link to the product in case you're interested in purchasing it. For this recipe, you will need 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 whole duck eggs, plus 1 to 2 extra yolks, and a pinch of salt. Now, traditionally, you will hang these noodles, but today I'm just going to put them on a parchment paper because we're going to be using them for supper tonight. You would hang them to dry them. So I've also pulled out some Amish burnt butter. Can y'all see that? If you don't have this on hand, of course, all you have to do is put some butter in a skillet and wait for it to start to brown. So that will be used in the recipe as well. And 3 of our duck eggs have been pulled. Because it's just me and my husband, I really didn't see the need to go any further. And I've also pulled 2 cups of all-purpose flour, and I've got my just a pinch measuring spoon. I'm going to add that into the flour. We're going to give that a little stir to kind of mix that in. And now we're going to dump this onto my countertop. I've got to move this out of the way. And I may need more flour if I feel like it's too wet, or I might need a little less flour, but we're going to take this and we're going to make a little well in the middle. And I'm going to go ahead and open my eggs up one at a time. Duck egg shells are a little tougher. And the reason these are so good, one of these will equal 2 chicken eggs. They're great for baking, and you can see the color of the yolk and how big that yolk is. So we're going to put 1 egg in there. And because I live on a farm, we always check our eggs anyway to make sure we don't have a baby chick in there in case we've missed one in our pens. So there's number 2. And this one I've got to separate the white. Come on. And so we're going to separate that white. And there's 3. Save the white for meringue. Let me grab a towel. And let me grab a fork. So I'm going to start by breaking those yolks up and begin to scramble them a little bit. And we're going to begin to pull some of that flour into those yolks. This is the first time I've made egg noodles like this using duck eggs. We're going to wrap this in plastic wrap and allow it to sit anywhere from 30 minutes to 2 hours. This allows the gluten and the flour to begin to absorb all the fat in the duck eggs. 90 minutes is optimal. All right, we're almost at 90 minutes. I just wanted to get in here real quick and tell you that 90 minutes is your sweet spot because your dough is now pliable and ready to work with. The gluten has developed and the flour had time to absorb all the moisture from the duck eggs. We will roll out the dough as thin as possible and cut it into noodles. The length of the noodle is up to you. Allow it to hang dry for 30 to 60 minutes before dropping your noodles into boiling water. Boil them for 3 to 4 minutes. How do we know our dough is ready? The indent doesn't come back quickly. Can y'all see the indent there? So I'm going to go ahead and turn my timer off. It's almost done anyway. We're going to get our surface floured. I've already pre-floured my rolling pin and my parchment paper with a little bit of flour. And so I'm going to take the dough out. I'm going to cut this into sections so I can work on my small counter here rather easily. But you want to make sure that you have floured your surfaces before starting this. Got something there. I'm going to go ahead and cut this into 4 pieces just to make it easier for me to roll out. And you can see when I pull it apart that the gluten has really started to form and my dough is now pliable and I can work it with my hands. I'm going to go ahead and cover my flour up. And I want to get it kind of stretched out in the shape of a square. And work it a little bit just to relax that dough. Make it easier for me to work with. Get it into a rectangle. Now, I don't need long noodles, so this will be perfect for us. And I'm going to begin to roll this dough. I do have a hump over here I'm trying to avoid. That sink. And so this makes the dough easier to work. Trying to keep that rectangle shape as much as possible. And y'all, it's kind of difficult in my kitchen, let me tell you. And I love this rolling pin because I can get into small spaces and really stretch that dough. So we're going to move the dough. Okay, now I'm going to roll my dough. It is thin. I can see my hand through it. And I'm going to go ahead and roll this dough up. I'm going to go ahead and get it cut into strips. And then we can do the rest of it off camera. So I'm going to do mine a little on the thin side, I hope. So they're a little on the thin side. You will want to put a little bit more flour on your dough before you roll it, just to make sure that your layers don't stick together. If you find that your noodle doesn't come off easily on the outside, just pull it from the inside and it will unravel. Play with your noodles. Beautiful noodles. Look at this. Beautiful. I've got my water heating and we will be cooking this batch right here for my lunch. And water's almost boiling. I'm going to put in a little bit of salt, about a half a teaspoon. And we're going to get this up to a boil. Go ahead and turn my temperature up. And we're going to go ahead and drop in our noodles. I got some little pieces here I'm going to go ahead and throw in there too. And these will cook for 3 to 4 minutes. I'm going to strain the water off. Then we're going to make our burnt butter sauce. And I'm going to use it with a traditional parsley, but you can also use sage. Or you can do a garlic and parsley, or garlic and basil to make your noodles. My favorite is the garlic butter and basil. So these noodles are still curing while we're waiting on these noodles to come up to temperature. Alrighty. So they say about a 1/4 cup of butter, and you want it to brown. This is partially browned already, so it won't take very long. You're looking for a deep golden color. But you don't want to scorch it. I'm going to go ahead and throw in some salt. You can see it's starting to foam up around the edges. And the milk curds that were left in the butter are starting to brown up. I'm going to remove it from the heat. We're going to go ahead and add our noodles in. We're going to get these noodles plated up, and I'll be right back. Amish wedding noodles made with duck eggs and sauteed in brown butter and parsley. Look at this. Oh my goodness. So, so yummy. Let me get one of those up here. Mmm. So, so delicious. It's scratch cooking at its best. I received this as a product review in the mail. This is a Smart Saker Solar Camping Patio Light Kit. I'm going to open the box up. We're going to share some information about this. But first we're going to unpack the box and see what's inside. It did come in a plain box. It doesn't tell you the company name anywhere on the product that I could find. But it came very neatly packed. And there's actually 2 solar lights in here, 2 remote controls, and 2 solar panels, and 2 cords to plug into. So here are the remote controls. Power source, and it has a little attachment that goes here so that you can anchor it in position with the cord. And here is our solar light on-off switch, and it came already charged, which was nice. It has lots and lots of little dots there. That is all the lights, and this plugs into your solar power unit. Here is the arm to this. I guess there's some more parts to hook it, and it will rotate to whatever position that you want it to set at. So we'll see what else is in the box. So we have 2 of these in the box. We have an instruction pamphlet. And we have a toolkit. So it's got the little hooks to hang it. It's got some nuts and some bolts and little nut covers or little screw covers so that it won't come out of wherever you attach this. So this is your package of tools. I'm not going to pull the second one out, but we're going to talk about this. This is the Smart Saker Solar Camping Patio Light Kit. So you can use it for camping, you can use it as a patio light, you can use it as an emergency light. It's very bright. It does, according to the instructions, it has 4 levels of light. You can adjust it to 25%, 50%, 75%, and so forth. I haven't tried this. I don't know if they've got batteries in here or not. So it will need batteries, and they are AAA batteries. So the instructions for this is in several languages, and it is a sheet like that. And I'm looking for the English. So here's the English. You would attach your solar panel cord to this port here and screw it down. Very simple to put together. And to install this onto your solar panel. couldn't get my hand in place. And then they have the little nut, the wing nut, that you would attach that with. I've got 2 hole ports here for the screws to go into wherever you decide you're going to put your solar panel unit. And that's the screw. And this, of course, would go on the screw into your wood to secure it. And then they have this little hook. And the little hook will go right here. Just like that, and that would hang your light from wherever you want it to go. And of course, you would have to purchase the hook to hang this on wherever you decide to hang it. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about the product. It has 360 omnidirectional lighting, which means it lights all the way around, and underneath. It is waterproof to a IP65 rating. It is weatherproof. It has the portable hook. You can adjust the height. It has a 90-day guarantee, 100% satisfaction guarantee, 0 electric bill, easy to install, 4-level dimming, 25%, 50%, 75%, 100%. The cable length is 9.84 feet, so almost 10 feet of cord. LED count is 244 beads. The timers are 2 hours, 4 hours, and 6 hours. The solar light width is 6.7 inches. The diameter, which is this, is 4.9 inches. The solar panel itself is 4.72 by 6.88 inches. And the remote control. So we're going to look at the remote control. It has an on-off switch at the top. It has a PIR off at the top of this circle. The PIR dim button is in the middle. And then the 24-hour mode and the night mode would be left and right. And the constant bright would be at the bottom. And you have a minus, plus, 2, 4, and 6 hour buttons at the bottom. So that is the kit. Pulling out the second one. Little foam piece in there for protection between the 2 units. They're very lightweight. And I think it's a really good product, to be honest with you. We've been looking for solar solutions, off-grid solutions for like power outages and so forth. And these would be great to hang in our living room or in any room that we could light up during a power outage without having to light up all our oil lamps and candles. So I'm going to get this one set up, and I may be using these in something that I have coming up as a surprise very, very soon. Press the red power switch and the lighting fixture will automatically enter working mode, PR off. High brightness when someone comes in, and turn off the light after 13 seconds of delay when the person leaves the area. The light will automatically turn off during the day for charging and automatically turn on at night. On the press on button, which is right here, we'll start the working mode, and now the night light control mode. Press the off button to turn off the power. The PR off, which is this button right here, it will become bright when a human body is detected at night and turn off the light after 13 seconds of delay when the person leaves. You can also use the 2 hour, 4 hour, and 6 hour buttons with this mode. The second one is the PR dim, which is the middle button right there. When a human body is detected at night, the lighting fixture will be bright, and it will be slightly bright after the person leaves the area after 13 seconds. You can also use the 2-hour, 4-hour, and 6-hour mode with that. The constant bright, which is this button here, you can use this to adjust your plus and your minus for the dimness that you want. So that's the 25%, 50%, 75%, 100% for your brightness. And you can also use the 2-hour, 4-hour, and 6-hour mode with that. Using the working mode will automatically turn off after 2 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours if you use those buttons. The night mode, which is right here. Press the night mode button on the remote control and all the working modes of the lighting fixture will enter the light control mode. And this is the automatic enter set for working. Note, press any button to cancel the lighting time control. Here's some content I think you might like. Thank you for visiting our homestead. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, hype, and share to help our small channel grow. See you next time for more simple living, frugal tips, and farmyard fun.